We are back live. Good evening and welcome as JB. Little Brookie has spun it as well out of turn 3. There's JB on the right hand side of the screen. Little Brookie has spun it out of turn 3 as well. Not great from his perspective. But as you join us, the enemy's still out in front, 3.3 seconds. Will be calling on to second, Deneen in third, Bossman in fourth. Geronimo's got past Silas for fifth. And all of that on lap 3. As we see Wolbeig just going for a bit of a slide, losing time. Deneen gaining. I think there was a bit of a desync going on between Deneen and Wolbeig on my end. Hopefully it was all fine now. Looks like it's recovered itself, so that is good to see. The enemy 3.7 seconds out in front though, improving that time. Wolbeig, Deneen's down his inside though. There goes Deneen down the inside, Wolbeig on the outside. Fair racing between both of them. Deneen all the way around the outside of the triple right-hander. There's a little bit of contact, a little bit of banging wheels, and I'm afraid you can't do that. Just pushed completely out of room. You've got to be using your mirrors there, to be honest. The enemy 4.5 seconds now out in front. Wolbeig and Deneen, I think both possibly in the wrong there for that. Further on down the field though, Jack Meyer, S-Boy coming under pressure from Mads, who tries an obstacle for a move down the inside. Rocco picks up a 3-second time penalty. Mads going to try and go all the way around the outside of the second last corner, not quite, on S-Boy, who runs miles wide. And S-Boy, oh, and what is S-Boy doing? What on earth is that? Decides to come in, what on earth is that? Oh my god. Anyways, the enemy 4.6 seconds out in front. I'm not going to comment on that until after the rest, to be honest, because that was just ridiculous. The enemy 4.9 seconds out in front. Wolbeig in second, Deneen in third. No real changes as you come on board with us. Bossman in fourth, Geronimo fifth, Silas in sixth, Rocco seventh, Ballboy eighth, Jack Meyer in ninth, and Mads in and Little Brookie in 10th, I should say. Geronimo, of course, is right up to the back of Bossman under the braking zone. Deneen getting closer on Wolbeig, but is defending this position well. The enemy currently out in front. Deneen thought was going to have to go around the outside there. Rock picks up a 3-second time penalty. I don't think he cares really anymore as Wolbeig runs wide. Deneen ups again to go down the inside, and there's contact. Deneen, that's, I'm afraid, you're nailed in the coffin. He is probably now in this party absolutely furious at that. Should have never gone for that move. Never. Now down to 6th, the enemy. It seems like he's going to be taking the championship, all being well now. Bossman, Kobayashi is catching as well on a set of hypers. Will be very, very awkward at the final corner. But the enemy out in front, 6.3 seconds. The Swede leads the Dutchman at this stage. Let's see them through turns 2 and 3 through the helicopter cam. Wolbeig, there's Bossman, there's Geronimo. All through there safely. Silas in 5th. Deneen in 6th. Not really much happening apart from this battle for second. So Wolbeig has got to defend this well. Bossman and Geronimo right on his back. Bossman taking a much deeper line into the corner. Will gain Wolbeig a bit of an advantage coming out the corner. 4/10 the gap at this stage, but the enemy leading. But now Bossman closing in on Wolbeig, closing in, using that slipstream, using that DRS. Is going to have to be forced all the way around the outside here, Bossman. Wolbeig gives him space on the inside. I think Bossman has got this move done. Down the inside, pushes Wolbeig out wide. Geronimo's got a perfect run out the corner. There's a bit of a one-bar disconnect going on here as well. Bossman, Geronimo opting to go down the inside of the Red Bull. McLaren is there on the outside. Geronimo careers it up the inside. Bossman hanging on. The great respect shown between both of them. Great driving. Geronimo hanging on. Geronimo completed the move. Pushes Bossman off. Great driving there by Geronimo. Makes up for his contact earlier on. And Geronimo up to second. Goals pretty much all the way around the inside. Wolbeig on. There's contact. Silas and Bossman caught up in that. Bossman, Wolbeig lets him through. Again, drivers going for opportunistic moves. Is this really how we're going to end the season finale as the enemy is into the pits? It's just over-aggressive driving at the best of times, and Wolbeig has retired. Is that into the pit lane, perhaps? Ballboy coming round. We'll see Wolbeig. Has he retired in the pit lane? He's crashed on the left-hand side of the track, actually. So not sure what has happened there. As Rocco was all over the back of his teammate at this stage for 4th. And in fact, I think it's Deneen. Rocco at this stage. Deneen runs wide. He's got front wing damage. Here comes Rocco. Lets him through easily. And Deneen, without front wing damage, not fighting at all. Fastest lap, by the way, going to Vienmi at this stage. 38.1 is the fastest lap. So unfortunate that Wolbeig is out of his race. But, I mean, going for opportunistic moves like that is not going to get you anywhere. Somebody said he was clean. I don't know who. But, oh, and I think Mr. Meyer has had a bit of a moment there. He's lost position to Little Brookie, really struggling there. So Little Brookie has gone past Mr. Meyer. Busman and Silas good running quite close for second. Jonathan's gaining time, 1.5 seconds. Obviously, those ultras are operating at much better temperature compared to what we have seen in previous races this season, of course, as Vienmi is right on the back of Deneen. But it is a free pit stop for Vienmi at this stage as I try and untangle my controller. Hang on a minute. There we go. Oh, it's rocked around my hand now. There we go. Do me, Vienmi runs wide slightly, but he is out behind Deneen and a major bit of lag going on there. Again, hopefully it's not my end and hopefully it's not PSN here. But Geronimo, 1.9 seconds out in front. Silas in second, Boltzmann in third at this stage. Somebody opting to come in the pits, I think, was nobody. I thought Rocco was going to try and come into the pits there, but he's not. Vienmi running down the straight. Right in the back of him. Deneen up, scores wide, and there goes Vienmi through on the inside of turn 2. Pushes Deneen out wide. It's a fair move, though, and Deneen would have been giving up that position anyway, so it was just a matter of time that Vienmi got through on him. And Vienmi is pretty much a free pit stop ahead of everyone else in this race at the minute. This is totally dominant racing from the Swede at this stage. As S-Boy is getting the position, as Boltzmann closes up to the back of Silas, trying to go for the move down the inside. Gives him respect, he'll try it at the entrance into the third chicane. Silas picks up a 3-second time, apparently though, in the meantime as well. My controller is fully charged, I was just checking that. Boltzmann now catching Silas, we'll see which side is he going to go on. Down the inside goes Boltzmann, Silas turning in slightly on him. Boltzmann hanging on to the inside line. Bit of aggressive driving again. They're just having the elbows out here. Boltzmann is through, but if I've got to be honest, it's really not clean driving at all. And I've got to say this as a general thing. What I've seen tonight is Silas puts it back down the inside, and again, general driving sense here. It's the last race of the season. You should be showing yourselves a bit more respect, and you should be showing the league a bit more respect, because if you want to treat us like a freebie, you've got another thing coming. Silas into the pit lane on Hypersoft Competitive. In fact, he left through Boltzmann. There, so I'm not sure what was happening there, but hopefully the message is getting across on the stream, and hopefully we see improvement in the driving as a general sense. And I'm sure people will be able to agree on that in the comment section, which I will go on board with now. Mr. Meyer picks up a 3-second of him here. Vienmi picking up that 3-second time apparently because of that, I do believe. Let's go on board then in the comment section. Yeah, very, very sloppy driving. As a wise NSX leader once said, driving with your brain gets results. And I totally agree, as Vienmi tries to drive with his brain and go switching back on Rocco. He should get the move done here down into the second chicane at the end of the straight here. Rocco will defend this nicely, but Vienmi got a free pit stop over him. He's got the speed, he's going around the outside. Rocco will try and attack this down the inside. He lets him through though in the meantime, and Vienmi is through as Mr. Meyer has retired from the race. He was running in last place at the time, so he is at the race, and we're down to 12 here in Abu Dhabi for the season finale of F2 in GHR. And Ren's saying hopefully F4 is not I really hope not as well. And I think the stream is not lagging, to be honest. I think it is just a general thing with Rocco's lag at the minute. Silas is going to come into the pits, though, it seems. The McLaren is in. Bossman will pit in probably a couple of laps later. But Geronimo out in front has really pushed out this gap. 5.2 seconds is the gap, having a much better time of things here tonight with some of the main contenders further down the field. Deneen is into the pits as well. So the championship leader has got a mighty task on his hand. It's going to have to be like Frankie Dettori at Royal Ascot tonight for him. Deneen struggling. He has got to be driving out of his skin until the end of this race. 18 laps on a set of supers will work. He's coming out well behind S-Boy and Glock. So Deneen is going to have Mads on his case soon. And Deneen is down into 11th place. And it just comes to show what free pit stop can do here. Vienmi, only 2 seconds off Boltzmann on fresher tyres, has got free pit stop pretty much across the whole field at this stage. A bit of boring action now going on out on track. Geronimo leads, 5 seconds the gap from Boltzmann in second and Vienmi in third. Closest battle on track though is S-Boy and Glock. Hopefully we don't see any aggressive driving from any of these two, as Glock going to try and lick and send it down the inside. Not quite, not close enough that time around. S-Boy just struggling slightly. Of course, drivers that are signing up to next season are going to be committing 100%. There will be rules and regulations in Discord as well, which everyone must sign before they do sign up into the league. S-Boy down the inside. Keeps that position. Glock not attempting for that move just yet. I think you're trying to put him under a sense of pressure, I think, here is Glock. Bass on the back of Little Brookie. Gaining there as well. That's through the final 2 corners. Bass not going to opt for the move down the inside. Vienmi getting close. That has already came down to 0.3 of a second. They are running just on the exit of turn 3 there. 3.10.4 on turn 5 at the first chicane. Vienmi right on the back. He's going to wait for the DRS. Takes the wide out line. Deep into the corner. We'll get the run off the corner now. We switch to another camera angle running down the straight. Vienmi should get this move done on Boltzmann. And it should be easy stuff for Vienmi down the inside. Got him down the straight. Easy stuff. The Swede is up to second. Boltzmann not even attempting to go for that, as Bass has completed a move on Little Brookie. Must have been down the inside of turn 4 into turn 5. So Bass is now through on Little Brookie, gaining up to 6th place. But Geronimo leads, 4.9 seconds. Vienmi will close that gap down significantly at this stage. S-Boy and Glock still looking quite close running down the straight. Glock closing in 0.4 of a second at this minute. Not quite good enough. We are nearly through halfway, and thank God, because currently some of the driving that we've been seeing as Glock gets a much better run on S-Boy here. DRS are now in operation, and Glock should be past him going down. S-Boy still there on his inside, and S-Boy, if that was an old S-Boy move, he would have tried to defend that down the inside, but it's let Glock go around the outside. Good sportsmanship there by S-Boy. Glock is through, and he's up to 9th place out on track. And I do apologise about the connection issues. I think there are a couple of connection issues going on my end. I'm not sure if we've had an update or anything on our router, but definitely seems to me that there is worsening connection here. I'm going to shut my window and see if that does anything. Meanwhile, Silas around the outside of Little Brookie down into turn 1. Silas not careening it late on the brakes. Going to go switch back down the inside of turn 1. Gets that move done nicely. And the Dane is up to 7th place. Nice move there for Silas. Brilliant move. Little Brookie couldn't fight that one. S-Boy still on the back of Glock. He is running slightly fresher tyres than Glock at this stage. Of course, Glock coming into the pits earlier off that lap 2 contact, or lap 1 contact I should say. So he is on 10 lap old supers. No, he came in the pit at lap 2, so he's been on those. Going to try and go for an ultras run at the end. You can see already the blistering starting to occur on S-Boy's tyres. That is why the ultras are probably the better tyre to go on at this stage of the race. S-Boy not careening it down the inside. Gap for the lead, 9/10 of a second. We'll come on to that shortly as we just see the end of this battle between Glock and S-Boy. They're running down. Geronimo and Vienri, by the way, just in location-wise, they are already at the final corner. Just thought I'd mention that. So these guys are full sector down as Vienri comes into the lead of the race as Geronimo pits. And Geronimo into the pits running a much better race. He's going to be out around Ballboy Bass sort of area. Bossman is in behind as well. Geronimo could be on for a good second place here. You know, much better result from what we've seen. Bass is right on the back of Ballboy. Ballboy's going to be coming into the pits 12th lap on those hypers. Good set of stints from them. Bass slightly held up, and Geronimo coming out the pits is going to be out in second place very comfortably, but it is all about Bass and Boastman coming out the pits, and it's going to be Bass out ahead of Boastman. Silas in behind as well. Is Silas going to get ahead of Boastman? No, not quite. Boastman with the speed advantage coming out of the pits, in fact, and he's right on the back of Bass. He's been 11 laps on those ultra softs at this stage. We are nearly through halfway. Vienmi, as I said, 3 pit stop pretty much across the whole field at this stage. 19.3 seconds. That gap will probably extend out considerably again for the forthcoming thing. Ballboy, by the way, came out in 11th. Little Brookie into the pits in 12th. Boastman now opting to go around the outside of Bass. Bass just comes across him slightly, trying to defend the position. Boastman, though, carries it. Bass getting caught on the inside curb. Boastman pretty much alongside. Silas is getting involved in this as well. Very close to contact there. Bass, Boastman, Silas. If I was Silas, I'd be sitting back. Bass comes across him. Goodness me, that's a bit of dangerous driving there. Boastman will careers around his outside, and that is a fantastic move. As Silas tries to get through as well, the McLaren on the inside, the Dane tries to push it up the inside, pushes Bass off track. Bass nearly losing it into the wall. Again, drivers should be using their brains more than their actual stuff. There is a yellow flag, and it is... I don't know who that is. I think there's a bit of lag going on. That was trying to cheat me there, I think. Oh yeah, there's a lot of lag going on. And this is definitely my connection, so I do apologise for this. Hopefully we can keep going. Hopefully we can keep going. The enemy, 18.8 seconds. Geronimo, super soft operating at the much better compound of tyre at the minute. Bass is into the pits to put on a set of supers until the end. Much better territory for those supers to get to the end as well. He's going to be coming out around the Mads Ballboy battle here, and in fact I think he's going to be out behind these two. He is. Bass coming out of the pits on the left hand side of your screen, right hand side now. There he is in the Force India. Ballboy and Mads having a bit of a battle for 9th. Wooden Spoon at the minute currently going to Little Brookie, 15 seconds off this battle, which now features Bass. Mads runs wide. Ballboy down the inside. Everyone's connection's looking fine now on my end, hopefully. They're side by side running in front. Ballboy and Mads, but look! At the straight line speed, Bass is going to have a 2-for-1 here. Surely he's got the speed. He's going to career it down the inside now on Ballboy. Gets that move done. 2-for-1. Signed, sealed and delivered. Bass through. Brilliant move. Bass through up to 9th. Ballboy and Mads, I think, saw him coming, and to be honest, they weren't running each other's slipstreams, which would have been helping quite considerably. Now they are, and they begin to come back at him, but it's never enough. Bass is up into 9th place, which I've got to say, moving the rest so far. Moving the rest so far, even if the driving has not been the cleanest and has not been the most competitive driving in the world either. We're never going to be a league like ILR. We are never going to be like a league like that. If we can attract all the right drivers to put it right, then we will be fine. And be fine. S-Boy opts to come into the pits from 8th place. That'll free up Bass, Ballboy and Mads. And behind Mads, losing time on an 8-lap all supers. Ballboy, of course, will be opting to go to the end. Back out in front, though. The enemy leads, 18.5 seconds. Looking very good out in front in the Renault. Geronimo in 2nd at this stage. Bossman 3rd, Silas in 4th. McLaren's running very strongly. Rocco and Deneen in the Saubers 5th and 7th. In terms of the constructors, the enemy will be getting Renault the win, and I'm not sure if we're going to be going as Little Brookie. Must have crashed through turn 3. Oh, there he is inside. Pretty much where Pelly crashed it in F3, if I remember. All the way back on Monday. But Vienmi leading the way. 18.7 seconds at this stage. He leads from Geronimo in second, Busman in third, Silas in fourth at this stage. Not really anything close going on out on track. I'm not going to check the comment section for the purposeful of my connection. Hopefully it will improve though, because there is a lot of lag going really. But we're going to try and keep trooping on here. Vienmi leads. Geronimo second. It's all about Vienmi. He's dominated this race. And to be honest, Busman sets the new fastest lap, 38 flat. We're hoping Vienmi could respond to that. He's just taken it so nicely and not so nice and easily out in front. Currently going great guns out in front, running down the straight. 18.4 seconds. That gap is just beginning to close slightly, but it's not at the rate you would have been imagining it to at this stage. Vienmi's got plenty of heat into those tyres. He will be opting to come in the pits around lap 19, lap 20, I would imagine, for a set of potentially hypers to the end. So Vienmi has really got this race, I think, sealed up. And I can't see anyone else getting into the fray. Geronimo overperforming himself in second, finally realising his potential, I think, here tonight. He's driven well, if a little bit aggressive at times as I've been. Busman in third will be going to the end of the race as well. Silas in fourth, Rocco in fifth. Glockin's ball boy is what he was after that contact with Bass, of course. Bass is about 7-8 seconds up the road. Ball boy just losing a little bit of time there to Bass. Though in the meantime, lap 17 out of 28. And Vienmi still leads. 18 seconds the gap. Geronimo second, Busman in third, Silas in fourth. Right on board with Silas for a little bit then. Trying to catch the back of Busman. Closest battle, or closest resemblance to a battle out on track at this stage. Silas might struggle to get those tyres to the end, to be honest. He's been on those already 7 laps. That will be 18 laps, I think, on a set of supers who will go to. Bass closing in on Deneen will be interesting to watch as well. Deneen is only going to be managing 6th place, but Vienmi is purely dominating out in front. Silas picks up a 3-second time penalty. He made a slight mistake coming out of turn 2 and 3. But it's all about Vienmi out in front. This Swedish driver is going to be our F2 champion at this stage. At this stage, of course, anything can happen. He can crash. He could honestly crash, and it could throw Deneen wide open. As long as he scores in the points, Deneen would be champion, I think, at this stage. But currently, as it stands, Vienmi going to be crowned champion, and I think he's going to be crowned champion at this stage by 16 points, if I've got my maths right. 16 points to Vienmi over Deneen. So I think it was 164 to 161. So that will be 199 to 168 as Vienmi comes into the pits. I think it's going to be a set of ultras to the end now. Set of ultras to the end, I would imagine, from Vienmi. That is a set of ultra softs out for him. And Vienmi coming into the pits, he's out fine. Thought we were going to have a bit of an issue there with Vienmi. Geronimo will be out ahead. There is Vienmi just coming under the tunnel down into turn 1. And Vienmi's going to be out in 2nd place here. He's out ahead of Boltzmann. And again, a free pit stop ahead. And Vienmi is going to have this race in safekeeping as S-Boy crashes. Yellow flag, sector 2, sector 3. That is off at... I think he's trying to retire that on purpose, to be honest. Deneen was briefly a 10th off Bass. That is not a 10th off. And Deneen running wide, trying to get grip into those tyres, but it is all about Vienmi. And I think it's safe to be said, providing anything that happens out on track, which I don't think it will now, it's going to be Vienmi's title to lose. He's always been in that prime position out in front. He's always been in that prime position. Glock, by the way, coming under some pressure from Bass. It looks like it's going to be an easy move for Bass. And already flies past him down the straight. Got the move done. He's up to 6th. Glock not going to attempt that. Bass up to 6th place. Got to watch out on his ERS there. 21% of ERS left at this stage in the race is not great. Of course, majority of sector 3 are braking zones. You can already see, by the way, the enemy is closing right on the back of Geronimo. They come out under the grandstand. There they are, both in the same shot. The Red Bull driver currently out on top. The enemy really attacking him now. Geronimo, bit misplaced, I think, in this battle. The enemy should up to go for a move, I think, down on the straight. Down into turn 6. Down into turn 7, I should say, the second chicane. As they come through nicely, Geronimo and Vienmi out in front. 0.3 of a second the gap. Boltzmann in third, Silas in fourth, Rocco in fifth, going strongly. Silas might come under some pressure from Rocco at the end. It's 9.5 seconds at the minute. Time penalty, of course, going to be coming into play as well. Geronimo though leading, 3.5 tenths, but it is literally a one-way street here because Vienmi sizing up this opportunity down the inside. Geronimo, I don't think, is even going to battle this. Vienmi just wants to make sure he's got the line covered. Down the inside he goes. He's up into the lead of the race. The Swedish fans go wild for the Renault driver, but Geronimo is not giving this up without a fight, and Geronimo is trying to come back into his slipstream, trying to go around the outside now into the third chicane, into left, right, left. Geronimo careers it around the outside. Vienmi turns into him, and that is good driving from Vienmi, keeping it. Geronimo trying to keep his on his tail, but it's going to be Vienmi pulling away now. He's got that 5/10 gap, which I think is pretty key to seeing how it goes around here, and Vienmi is ahead of Geronimo in this race, and that gap begins to pull out. Vienmi, I think Geronimo will just be wary now of Boltzmann, who is beginning to catch him slightly. It's 4.9 seconds the gap. It's just fluctuating around the 5-second mark, as I've just said. But that 20 out of 28, and Vienmi leads by a full second out on track. Geronimo in second, Boltzmann in third. 3-second time penalty though for Vienmi. Glock and Deneen begin to get going under the section, and we've seen plenty of battles with these. Some more aggressive than others. As Deneen, Glock opts to come into the pits. Fair play to him. He's going to be down in 10th place. I think he should try and fight this back through and try and get Mads and Bullboy at the end of this race. I wouldn't give up hope if I was Glock at this stage. Hypersofts as well. He's going to go for fastest lap. He's going to go for Schuer at Mads and Glock. There is Mads. There is Glock coming downhill into the tunnel section under the pit lane. Very weird tunnel section, if I've got to be honest. Why couldn't they just make it a straight pit lane? I do not know. But Glock, he's only came out 6 seconds behind Mads, so he'd be feeling quite judged by that, to be honest. He'd be feeling quite happy. That is a gap he can come at him. He can see him ahead. That's going to be a gap that Glock can now close in at. Vienmi out in front, 1.9 seconds the gap. Geronimo in second, Boltzmann in third. Again, no change if you're just tuning in. Vienmi has dominated this race pretty much from the get-go, from the start, which I failed to see because of a slightly unprofessional thing that I did. Didn't go into spectate mode. Well, the game pretty much didn't force me into spectate mode, so that was a shame. But Vienmi out in front, 37.7, fastest up the race. But watch out for Glock on those set of hypers, because he, I think, will be taking on the fastest lap and the extra point come the end of this race, of course. It's all gone a bit boring out on track. I don't know what to talk about, to be honest. Vienmi 2.4 seconds, Geronimo in second, Boltzmann in third. Little Brookie leaves the session. Of course, people leaving the session can cause a virtual safety car. If the connection drops, by the way, on the stream, it's because I'm just tuning in on my iPad just to see what people are going on. I'll have a look at the penalty situation now, actually, because there's not much going on. See, that's apparently he's got 8 penalties. Well, we'll confirm that. We'll confirm that at this stage, and leaves the session. Silas leaves the session for some unbenign reason. Vienmi, 2 penalties. Geronimo, 1 penalty. Boltzmann, 2 penalties. Silas, you're right, 9 penalties. My God. 9 penalties for Silas. Rocco, 2 penalties. Bass, 3 warnings but no penalty. Deneen, 4 penalties. Ballboy, 2 warnings. Glock on 3 penalties. And Mad on 2 penalties. That's your top 10. And they're the 10 that are currently going round out on track as the enemy sets a fast stop. And we've missed Glock go past Mad. So Glock is past Mad. He's up to 9th place on the set of Hypers. No surprise really. Pace difference. He can now close that gap down to Ballboy. Ballboy will be looking constantly in his mirrors and thinking, I might have a crack in him, you know. See, that's going into AI. I think it is quite... I hate really when drivers do decide to go into... do decide to leave the session because they're not having their own way. I mean, come on. You've got to get used to it. It's racing. To be honest, just grow a pair and actually fight for what you're here for. That's the best piece of advice I could give to anyone. If you are one of those drivers that leaves a session, it's just... I don't know, it's quite unprofessional, to be honest, I think. It's quite unprofessional. You are here for the same reason as everyone else, so why can't you finish the race? If it's a disconnect, I can understand that. But if it's on purpose, then frankly that doesn't show to me that you are totally committed. That's what I'm saying. People can have a go at me in the comment section if they want, but that is my opinion on things there. Obviously, we want to be creating a set of standards and a set of rules and a set of regulations that really matches the ever-changing nature of racing, league racing in general. That's what we want to be trying to do. I'm a very motivational person. I'm trying to find new people to bring in constantly. We've seen with Warbeek tonight, he had the pace for first half of the race, then crashed out. We had Raymith in F3 who won his debut race. Again, I think those drivers are going to be key to us going forward, and of course we're going to be attracting new drivers as well on F1 2019 when the new game comes out in less than 5 days time. Very excited for that. But I mean, what can you do? I mean, to me it just really bugs me a bit that drivers cannot finish the race that they started. I mean, it's something simple. That I think comes down to the mindset of the driver. That's really all I'm going to be saying on that, to be honest. I don't want to get into any more trouble. Mad's 3-second time penalty. Glock, by the way, new fastest lap, 36.2. I think that was last time around. Yep, 36.2. Position gains, by the way. Let's take you through the position gains. 11 gains for Geronimo, 11 gains for Rocco, 4 gains for Mad, 3 gains for Bossman, 2 gains for Bass, and 1 gain for Ballboy. 7 losses of position for Silas, and that mainly is due to him either disconnecting on purpose or disconnecting entirely. Glock has lost 4 positions after his contact, but he's coming back well. He's within 4 seconds now of Ballboy, actually, so that's going to be quite interesting. Deneen lost a position, and I think lost his championship pretty much from race start, if I've got to be honest. So Silas's AI back out on track. There is Glock. We'll watch him for a bit because he is closing up on Ballboy quite considerably here. There's the gap to the leader, and there is the gap currently. 3.3 seconds is the gap. And those hypers are just going to keep going and going until this end of the race. So Ballboy, and possibly Deneen, could come under some sort of pressure here from Glock, who is going to be the one charging through the field at this stage. And Glock is absolutely charging. Is this going to be another new fastest lap? Not quite this time around. Maybe the tyre temp's going slightly. He's just got to make sure he saves enough up for the end of the race and make sure those hypers get to the end. But look at the gap. 1.9 seconds the gap coming across the line through turn 3 now. And it's going really nicely for Glock. He can see Deneen ahead of him. That could be really interesting if this gets going with 5 laps to go, including this one. The enemy now bordering on 10 seconds the gap. Geronimo in second, Bossman in third, Rocco in fourth, Bass in fifth. Not really any closers apart from Glock at this stage. Running down the straight, he is going to be gaining down the straight. 9/10 of a second under the braking zone. Brakes much later than Ballboy, who is on wearing super softs, of course. Glock's hypers will be much fresher than Ballboy's supers at this stage. He's got them. I don't think he's close enough this time around. I think maybe through the final sector he could get him for sure. And Glock is going to try and move. And Glock, is he going to try it here? No. Not quite. But he's right on the back of Ballboy. Ballboy's going to be holding him up here, and I think he just wants to have a crack at Deneen. That's what I think we all want to see. Is Glock going to have a go down the inside? He does. Ballboy sees him coming. No response from Ballboy. Great move by Glock down the inside. Great move. He's up to 7th. And now he can focus his attentions on his long-standing rival Deneen for 6th place. Glock will continue to catch Deneen as well. There they are, both in the same shot. Deneen down into turn 1. Glock is 5 seconds off at this stage, 4.3 seconds. There's a bit of a timing glitch going on my end, it seems. But Glock, signed, sealed and delivered like Stevie Wonder, gets the move done down the inside into P7. And hopefully brilliant, by the way, if you are still tuning in, you're having a great time serving people at Royal Ascot. I, for one, I'm very glad to be watching the racing from home. That's all I'm going to say there, to be honest. For Vienmi out in front, 12.3 seconds. About to get past Silas's AI. Ballboy no response to Glock, 2.6 seconds. Just watch that gap coming down. I think Glock is going to have a go with him. Probably lap 27, I would imagine, will be the time to have a go. But that time continues to fall considerably down the straight. Busman's getting closer to Geronimo as well, 2.6 seconds. Bass on Rocco getting slightly closer, 2.3. Again, there's not really much kicking off. It's just all a bit boring here in Abu Dhabi. We had, of course, the action 3-way battle for the win in the end in F3, which turned out to be one of the races, I think, of the season in F3. And then we've just gone a little bit drab, really, for F2 here tonight, F1 tomorrow, and then F4 Saturday. Hopefully there's better action than this. But we should see some action now unfolding. It's Deneen, Glock, pretty much round 11 between these two this season. And Glock closes in, Deneen runs wide, Deneen runs very wide, those tyres are going, and I think Glock is aware of that. He is really aware of that. And Deneen at this stage, losing control of the car, and Glock is attacking him. Oh, what a move down the inside! What a move! Oh, wow, what a move! What a move! Round of applause. What a move! Glock down the inside of Deneen, no response. That is probably, maybe, a contender for one of the moves of the season. Because that was signed, sealed, delivered. Stevie Wonder would be proud. Glock up to 6th place ahead of Deneen on lap 27. Boltzmann and Geronimo getting going for 2nd. Bass and Rocco getting going. On to lap 27 these guys go. Vienmi 15.2 seconds. You know who's going to win this race now, really. Touch wood, everything being well come the end. Vienmi is going to be winning the championship as well at the end, but gotta turn the credit back to Glock for that move, because that, I know he's on a set of hypers and Deneen's on a set of wearing supers and all of that. You can have an argument about that in the comment section, but maybe, not only I think was that one of the cleanest moves of the season, that was probably one of the boldest, that was probably one of the bravest, but that was picture perfect. No contact at all. And that is the sort of moves everyone should be pulling off, really, in league racing. Fantastic. I might have criticised him for a little bit this season, but Glock, I think, with that move, might have just earned a few fans from that. But Boltzmann, right on the back of Geronimo, reaching the end of the straight. Boltzmann is getting close. I don't think he's close enough, though, to go for the move. However, oh, he's careened into the back of him! He careers into the back of him. That is unbelievable. Geronimo weaving on the straight, excessive weaving on the straight. Boltzmann doing the same, trying to get the slipstream. And Frankly, I don't know what's happened there. Rocco getting forced off by Bass on the inside there. Bass is up to 4th. Again, it's just over-aggressive driving. It really is. But Boltzmann careers into the back of Geronimo. That's on the final 2 laps of the race. Geronimo excessive weaving. I honestly believe both drivers might have been at fault for that, to be honest. I think both drivers were at fault. I don't like to lay blame on anyone, but just for purpose sake, I think both drivers might have been at fault for that. I'm not sure, though. I really am not sure. Regardless, that was just stupid. Whoever was to blame there, that was just stupid. We see a pit lag kicking in. Come on, we can keep going until the end. Come on, we can keep going. Come on. We can keep going to the end. The enemy 18.8 seconds out in front, dominating this race. Contact between Geronimo and Boltzmann has handed a bit more of an opportunity at him. What could have been, I think, for Boltzmann if he tried to pull up that move on Geronimo, careering into the back of him. It's just really aggressive stuff again. But the enemy 20 seconds out in front. You are seeing the birth of the GHR F2 champion, the enemy. This is a way to sign off your season, and this is a way to probably put yourself on the map. F1 2019 comes across the line. The enemy wins in Abu Dhabi, and he wins the championship to go with it. Boltzmann has got past Geronimo on the final lap. Boltzmann has got past Geronimo on the final lap. This is really interesting. Boltzmann fighting Geronimo, trying to attack him. And I think Boltzmann, Geronimo, just backing off there, feathering off the throttle, not close enough for a move. And Boltzmann is going to come across the line in second there. Opportunistic stuff. Boltzmann across the line. Geronimo gets him on penalties, though. Don't think Geronimo might have even picked up a penalty that race. Bass is going to be coming across the line in 4th here, the Dutchman. Rocco going to be coming across the line in 5th as well. Comes across the line to finish in 5th. Glock is going to be coming across the line and say, got to hand it to him. Oh, and he spun out the final corner. Spins out the final corner. He crosses the line in still dramatic fashion. I think that was a bit of a let go and have a celebrate there from Glock. Bullboy across the line in 7th. Maybe he shouldn't have done that. Maybe he should not have done that. Deneen has got a puncture right rear as Mads closes in on him. So Deneen is going to be losing another place, and I think really this is really, there we go, just loses control of the car. So Mads is going to be coming across the line in 8th the other day, and donuts afoot. We have still got a race to finish though, guys. You can do donuts later. We have got a race to finish. Mads and Deneen going to be coming across the line in 8th and 9th, and if we can get a move on, ideally, that will be actually fantastic stuff. We much appreciate it if we can actually get this race done before Christmas. Mads comes across the line, hopefully to finish in 8th. I really hope he does come across the line eventually. Yeah, they're celebrating, but I mean, nothing really for Mads and Deneen to celebrate, to be honest. If I've got to be honest, both had pretty dire races. If I've got to be honest, 8th and 9th. I wouldn't say they'd be ashamed of their performances, but I'd certainly say that both of them should come across the line. So Mads opts to come across the line in 8th, Deneen opts to come across the line in 9th, and no penalties there at all. Finally they finish, about bloody time as well. But we see crown of a new champion, the enemy, the Swede, has dominated here tonight. A bit of an off-patch last race in Brazil, but he's back to flying form. The enemy wished him good luck before the race. Luck was not needed in Formula 1, as one Bullboy 57 would say on his China video. Podium celebrations go off. I'm probably going to get XP for this race as well by completing about 10 yards. But now we come to the final thing. I didn't even get any XP. The enemy then wins here in Abu Dhabi, taking a dominant win by 23.2 seconds in the end. Geronimo in second, Boltzmann in third, had 3 seconds worth extra of time penalties, so that's why Boltzmann drops into third. Bass in fourth, Rocco in fifth, Ballboy in sixth, Glock in seventh, Mads in eighth, Deneen in ninth, Silas in 10th, S-Boy, Little Brookie, Jack Meyer, Woolby, JB, not sure who that is down on the bottom. Really not sure. I mean, I nearly got as far as JB, so I'll be quite proud of that, to be honest. But time for interviews. Let's unmute the guys in the chat in first.
My best of season 6 or 5.
I know Ballboy got 5th at one point, so that means Ferrari got it.
We are now back live with the guys in the party. Ballboy, do you want to do the interviews? Because my voice is aching.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not. Well, I know you know bits of what happened up front, so.
Yeah, you might have actually seen me drop out a couple of times.
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah. Explore F1 2019's event system in our brand new blog post. Another brand new blog post from Codemasters. Weekly event. New weekly events. Not sure what that blog post is about, but let's get on with the interviews if we can, if my voice does hold up. Where's the stream at? There's the stream. Just going to come above with your comments. Plenty of Dutch comments going on in the middle. NSX wins F1 and F2. Good point there made by Unseen. Oh dear.
That was very controversial, though.
Oh. Right.